Okay, I'm just going to take a quick look at the grand final, mostly Melbourne based stuff because their formation work is the best in the league by a bit of a margin. So first we'll just look at centre square formation. They've always got this triangle at the back of Gone. Pretty much every single centre ball up, they use that. What it looks like they try to do is Gone will always hit back to these areas. Obviously not to the wing there. Let's say here. And out to there. Draws their midfielders into the ball. And then as we'll see later in some videos when they get rolling, a ruckman will come out the front to where all this space is. If you remember Gone's goal from the other week. Okay, so not much happens here. This is the very first ball up of the game and it's just hits the ground. It's just a tackle and a free kick. But Gone always stays involved in the game, and I think that's the new role of the ruckman, to literally become an extra midfielder, especially around those centre square where you can't just bring other wingmen and half forwards into the play. So now we've got a bunch of videos through here of just looking at the defensive formation of the Demons from different parts of the ground. So we'll go about, pause at about here. Alright, so they've got, can't quite see here, but they've got a lane here, sort of a lane there, a couple of players here. So what they want is that kick to there. So they cut off the corridor kick. Over here there's still a bunch of defenders taking the switch away. That's something a few teams are doing now. They really just want you to kick here where they can control, because once you move it sideways, then everyone has to move and you lose control of your defence, even if it's just a little bit. Melbourne don't want that. They just want you to kick to one spot. And you'll see most of these videos, the Bulldogs have been forced wide and they have to continue to just go down the line, which is what Melbourne want every single play. That's what happens here. It's just a punch over the line. This play, Bulldogs could have been far more proactive with their ball movement, so they get the ball a bit further up the ground this time. Again, they've been forced wide. You don't get much corridor against the Demons. We have a look at English here. Okay, let's just pause it about there. He's going right in the middle of the ring. That kick has to happen. I know it's a high turnover spot, but he's got coverage. This player here to shield from here. These players are looking forward, and these players probably can't come in and spoil. So that's definitely more than a 50-50 kick at AFL level. Instead, another kick down the line to where the Demons want it. Gone, May, Lever, all there. Where are they? Alright, here they are now. Okay, they were never going to come up to here. None of those three were going to come up. English is 6'10". So if anyone else comes up, he's still taking a mark over the top of them. So that they should have used that kick. That could have been, look at this space at the back. They'd rolled up really high. You've got space, you've got a one-on-one, you at least got something you can work with. More so than kicking to three blokes who are 6'5" and plus against an undersized forward line. Yeah, it just takes the mark. This is just another formation video, but it shows how the formation, defensive formation, builds their offense. So similar to the Swans, what they do. I've done a bunch of Swans videos. If you're a regular, so let's just get a. Okay, I'll get a pause. He's looking all right. Still just a couple of plays there. So if he wants to go that kick, fine. If I want to go that kick, fine. If I want to go that kick, fine. Because these three big dudes will just roll back to where that next kick's going to go. So the Demons will give you that all the time. Richmond do that all the time. They want you to go there so they can just squeeze you in here. And it's almost, you'll see early in a later video, like it's too enticing not to take this kick half the time. So you just do it. But then they go on, then the other team licks their lips because that's exactly what they want you to do. Right, your man on the mark, you've got your lane here, here. You got your three bigs here. That lane here and another lane here, so you'll have another bunch of forwards. Whoop. Out the side here, taking away the switch, which you can't see. Hopefully I've got a video of that later. Now what I just want to keep an eye on is, alright, this lane of players here, cutting off the corridor. Have a look how they now get involved in the offence. You're kicking down the line, it's just a punch forward, a simple footy from Melbourne. Alright, look at this. That's that line. That's going up the corridor, protecting the corridor. Now it's your offence. And you're running back. Okay, and then you're kicking into an empty forward line. But you can see how that, if you want to set up your defence, it's alright to have just a defensive formation, but it needs to work in your offence. Otherwise you're caught out of position too many times through the game. Another defence formation, and just the Bulldogs just playing into the Melbourne's hands. Again, we'll have a look here. So they've been, so that was an intercept mark from Cordy. It was a good mark. Alright, slow play. Alright, now you can see the lanes they've got here. Alright, yeah, so now you can see they cut off the switch with these players here. So you can't go over there. You've got your sort of corridor lane here. Alright, and Caleb Daniel's a great kick, but look where he selects to get this kick from. Look at that. They're already stuck in here. Sometimes just accumulating kicks doesn't work. And look at Oliver. He is not at all concerned that Daniel is getting this kick there. Because Ruckman, centre half back, down the line, it's punched back into play, then those lanes come back in again into the offence. Alright, so that's a worthless call for he's got three blokes coming into him anyway, and he doesn't even hit up the free bloke. So, which would have given him an outnumber because he got those three blokes up, being sort of sucked up to the ball a bit. So, yeah, Melbourne love that. And defence formation again. Alright, this is perfect where they just give you the kick. Okay, you got this bloke here, like the Caleb Daniel handball, except it's a kick. This Melbourne Perth bloke, player here, might be Neil Bullen. He's not concerned, he's giving this kick. He's saying, you take it, you take it. You give it to him. Yep, and then I'll just come up man the mark. Okay, they've taken the switch away here. We've got this lane here. We've sort of got this lane there. Got our tools down the line. It's a pretty simple play from Melbourne. They don't complicate things too much. Look, he's looking over there. Tries to fake a kick there. Okay, we just go back. One up there. Okay, looks at Melbourne here. Here, 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 here. There's no switch there. Unless you want to go back, which I do end up doing in a couple of videos to come, which at least opens up the ground for them. But because I didn't want to use the corridor, they just get this situation on the other side of the ground. And they kick down the line. I think the Bont actually takes that mark maybe in that instance. More formation play. Just give you a look at what it looks like. Alright, we've got that. We've got this. Alright, we've got our bigs down the line. It's not hard. Okay, so now they decide to go back. Alright, they're going wide. Now, let me just go back on this one. Sometimes a territory game can get you in trouble. This player is free, but by the time the kick gets there, he's not free. A simple kick to here, draw that player, then get this player, and he could have received it there. Now they're kicking over this whole line. But demons put you under pressure, and you just want to clear the ball as fast as you can. Right, they don't even get that handball off because that space got taken away. Melbourne just roll over. Right, here they are. They would have been here. They're just moving over. Yeah, it's just a hack play in the end. Alright, so I hope you've noticed where all these videos are starting from. Here's the Bulldogs again. They've just been forced wide. They get a mark over there. The Demons don't mind. Now it's just another formation video. Couple of blokes along there, just so they can man marks really if there's a mark taken. You've got a line from your man on the mark, and then they often have one even with the kicker on this line, and then your sort of corridor line. Alright, so they want to force them here. Okay, it's a bit further up the ground. You sort of can't defend that switch too high. Right, so they force them back. Because you've got this line and these lines, it's just a 25 metre run over to here. It's not this line having to do this big run over there like the offence have to do. So these sort of lane formations in defence, usually we use more energy on defence covering the ground and manning marks. This decreases that workload. Okay, the Dogs are able to work it, They actually get a mark. Almost corridorish, so that was one of their better ball movement transitions. Okay, this is maybe the one instance in the game where the Demons' defensive formation wasn't complete in the time it needed to be. Once again, Demons doing this, Bulldogs only getting that kick, nothing in the corridor. This bloke, if you've seen any of my Swans videos, that's being hit straight away. Waits. Okay, this player runs in the space, which is a big no-no in the Swans camp. He might have gone at that point. Okay, now I need to go back to that. Okay, so have a look at this player. He can see he's going to be the option. He's pushing in, he's trying to get that line going, but he started from way back here. Right, they've got that line, they've got most of that line in their two players and their long set. It's the same formation every time. Makes a very easy game. He does get the in-ball kick under pressure, but if he did it earlier, then that Bulldogs player could have used that space, got 5 or 10 metres, could have been hit up there, drawn this player, handball here, in-ball there, could have been kicking right over this. Instead they kick into it, but it actually comes off. But 99 times out of 100, as we would have seen, the Demons are getting onto that. Now we've just got a bunch of videos of how Melbourne like to use their ruckman out the front, like I mentioned earlier. Okay, triangle formation, they're going that way. Just watch Jackson, ruckman. Look, he's already positioning himself to go out the front. Bulldogs players are being drawn past the midline. Melbourne still have 3 players back there. Alright, now this sweeper gets stuck. Oh, where do I go? Alright, Jackson's out, and look, now these other 2 are out. And Libba, the sweeper, who'd sort of been sucked in, because the dominant ruck always hits it back behind the line, the midline. Now they're out, and this was just amazing. It's as good a football as I've seen. This portion of the third quarter was just unbelievable. Alright, same triangle. Never on the defensive side. I mean, mainly because they've got dominant rucks. But they're going to allow teams to kick from back here rather than get out the front here. So they've gone all in on that. I feel you've got to go all in on your structures. You can't go half and half. The Bulldogs actually started doing this as well at some point. Then they started putting one at the back. They kept sort of shifting, which means they weren't too settled in there. Alright, Jackson, he's out already. As soon as you can see them getting the ball, he's gone. Petrarca was an interesting one as I watched all these. He rarely is the go-to player. He'll sort of drift in and then he'll just drift straight back out if the ball literally doesn't come straight to him. And we saw him just get heaps of these. Alright, and then Jackson comes back into the play. Off he goes. But it's important that... I'm going back. Alright, half forwards. They're staying back to create this space for that ruckman to run into, and all the mids. Alright, so they can't come running in and just cause a collision. Okay, we're into the fourth quarter now. Another triangle. They're a bit higher up this time, but is this almost the start? Not quite the start of the quarter. Right, now we've got Gorn. Watch him come out of the contest here. Right, so he hits it back. Right, so look, Petrarca's not really in. He's going to rely on these other mids who are the workers in there. Now look at Gorn. As soon he's looking, so you can see it. Look, he's already gone. He can see one of these. We're going to get it. He's turning. Bulldogs ruckman Stephen Martin. He's just looking. He's following the ball. And look, Gorn's off. He's out of there. Right, doesn't quite come off. And now he's off, and Martin's been able to catch him. But the anticipation to see that and then instantly just turn, he ends up back here as a forward option. He's really good. That's that extra midfielder as a ruckman. Okay, the game's over by now. Same triangle. This is Gorn as the extra midfielder. Taps it back into here, drawing their players past the line. Helps to have a dominant ruck. He just hangs around. And that space. Whether it's a ruckman or a midfielder, and that's how we kick that goal. Who was that against? Geelong the other week. Okay, he missed that one, but the Melbourne boys would have lost their pants if he'd kicked that goal. Alright, one final. Okay, they've gone a bit different on this one. Look, the game's over. They're kicking goals. It's another ruckman out the front. Alright, he's tapped it back. Bulldogs are holding now. Well, the game's over. It's hard to know what they're thinking. But now the Bulldogs can just... They're under no pressure now. So they've got 2 blokes on this part of the ball. They still get sucked in though. Here's Martin the ruckman. He's gone, running into that space again. Alright, Daniel comes up. He may have recognised that at some point. But as he comes up, Look what's left behind. Alright, it's just a dodgy bounce. They got them out of that one.